Greetings, dreamer. I hope that this blog finds you well. Today's topic is intuition and timing. As I was thinking about necessary components for birthing one's dream and that we all need to come true as God's dream seed, I kept considering the idea and the importance of intuition and timing. Intuition is a general concept that can be found throughout many spiritual writings, found in many religious path traditions. Some identify it as internal wisdom, others as the spirit of God within, others as the gut. And my grandmother, who raised me, identified it as the small, still voice on the inside of each of us. Growing up, I was very active in school, very active in the church, and there were times when my schedule would conflict and I would be in a little girl dilemma. Where do I go? Do I go to this or do I go to that? Or I'm tired, should I stay home or should I still go to the third service at the church? And throughout this experience, I remember my grandmother saying to me repeatedly, "Nini, you have got to slow down. You have got to create the space for the small, still voice to lead you. Nini, you need to pause and you need to listen for the small, still voice." And I appreciate that wisdom from my grandmother, and I offer it to you. The only way to learn how intuition or the spirit of God speaks to you is through time and space. If you're busy and you're always moving and making decisions without pausing, you can become over reliant on your own intelligence. Sit with that. And then you'll have a situation where intelligence alone, okay, is not enough. You need to be able to rightly discern what is being presented and what is not being presented, what is being said and what is not being said. And so you have to cultivate through time, through trial and error. There will be spaces where you will think for sure, this is the leading of the small, still voice. This is the leading of God. I am to do this. And you do it and you reflect and you're like, that was more like my ego. I got a big ego. Like you'll realize that was not God. And those moments are to be expected. It is a growing process. It is a coming more into oneself, and things happen. And I want to talk a bit about timing. Timing is essential. As my team and I continue to work towards the cultivation of Dream Life Fellowship Church, I've said to each of them and to the group collectively, I could not have done this sooner than I did because you all were also in process. The individuals, the corporations, the resources that are connected to whatever dream you have are also being prepared. And so I want you to not see waiting as the crippling or the dismissal or your dream being deferred. I want you to see waiting as you and your dream and everything connected to your dream being prepared. There was a situation about 7-8 years ago where, well-intending, well-meaning persons who love me deeply were urging me in a particular direction. And this is a work that I am called to do. It is a dream that I must live out in the world. And at the time, I knew I wasn't ready. I knew that I was capable, but not ready. I knew that I was willing, but it wasn't the time. I did it anyway. I started the process of doing it anyway, and it didn't work out. And I'm offering that to say, I needed that experience. I needed to experience what it meant to surrender to the voices of other people over and against what the small, still voice was saying to me. And after that process unfolded, it solidified within myself that I will not ever choose the loudness or the promptings, no matter how good and how great, of external stimuli over what I know internally is the truth for me. So I want to encourage you, dreamers. Cultivate silence, cultivate the pause. Really seek to discern who you are and how you process. Really seek to strengthen your relationship with God by spending intimate time with God so that when God calls you, I hear Dr. Luther Smith from our Howard Thurman class. He said one day, we have gotten so separated from ourselves, and this is a paraphrase, but a good one, that when God calls our name, this is the direct quote, we don't even know the one God is calling. We don't even recognize that God is calling us. So take time, get to know yourself, get to know God, get to know the spirit within you, and honor it. Even when no one else is hearing what you hear, seeing what you see, no one else knows what you know. Honor your intuition and the small, still voice. I hope this has been encouraging for you, dreamers. Please meet us at Common Ground tomorrow, our version of Life Group Bible Study. We will be meeting at the hotel lobby at the Marriott at Century Center. Also, worship with us on Resurrection Sunday, April 5th at 10 a.m., the Marriott again, in the Peachtree Ballroom. Oh, yes, and Palm Sunday, we have a little treat for you. Dream Life Fellowship will be partnering with Faith Forward Church, led by Pastor Jonathan Richardson, and we're going to have one service that day over at Faith Forward Church. And Jonathan Richardson and I are going to preach a tag team sermon. Woo! Yeah, you don't want to miss it. We hope to see you soon, dreamers. Continue to come true and go forth with love and peace through grace.